have Timo Veromaa. Timo has immunology background a long time ago, I have to say. Maybe he says something about it by himself. But now he is our professor in practice. And maybe you say something more about? Yeah, okay, good. So please, Timo.
Excellent. Thank you, Sirpa. Good afternoon, everybody, those present and also those remotely. I know there's a good number of people who would have wanted to be here, but then again, due to the current situation, are only sort of dialing in, as it was called in the early days. First of all, thank you. Thank you, Riitta. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Marco, and thank you, Maija. And of course, thank you, Sirpa, for a great introduction to InFLAMES. So as Sirpa just indicated, I'm the recently appointed professor of practice. So I've been in flames for the past 9 months, if I dare say. It's been an exciting time, and I hope that we've been able to convey some of the excitement that we see in the labs of the InFLAMES research groups. So what's a professor of practice to do in this environment? So I guess my job is to perhaps facilitate and help the scientists see the potential, even commercial potential of their research. Because very often scientists go deep in the lab and they talk about the next experiment and very seldom give serious thought about how this actually could be translated into something that would help diagnostics or therapy in patients. So I'm basically, I see my role as basically helping scientists see the light of day. With the nearly 50 group leaders, 47 to be exact. We have a number of groups who sort of are tuned to this and are actively working with the industry. But then again, we have many very successful groups who are less involved with these kinds of activities. And I have to emphasize that this is not about encouraging people to do applied research. The scientists should still continue to do great science and make new discoveries, and then let people like me worry about then the applications and translating it into clinical use, because it's a different discipline. So what we've heard today is glimpses of T-cell activation, regulation, and going deep into the long non-coding RNAs and how those could be utilized as therapeutics or at least to identify new targets, and how this could be modified and looked into developing new biomarkers for in this case, type 1 diabetes as a model autoimmune disease. Then again, we heard Laura talk about how to sort of help the hot microglia that can be visualized, but we still, as we heard, she doesn't have a compound that would actually help these patients. So whoever has that compound, please talk to her, because there's way to develop such a product in a much faster way than is possible without these kinds of radioligands and tracers that we have available here in the Turku Pet Center, one of the leading pet centers in the world. Marco gave an excellent overview on VAP1 and how focusing initially on one particular molecule basically opens up a number of new avenues that has then led to the development of great level of expertise in lymphatics and blood vessels, and how leukocytes traffic, and how different kinds of leukocytes traffic, and how there's a focus now shifting in macrophages, which of course Maija is very keen on, and certainly was able to convey the excitement as to what's going on when you actually get to the clinical studies and modulate the immune system to help those patients who have failed to respond to any other treatments. So that's just a glimpse of what's going on in the labs of the InFLAMES scientists, but that's not all. For example, next spring, we'll be hearing more about the remaining groups. So we will have, as we heard, 4 such events next year. And I hope that at one point we can all convene and come together and then talk to each other and use the real networking opportunities and bring the academic groups together with the industry folks, and because it's going to be a very useful mix and benefit everybody. With that, I'm not going to repeat what was already said. I thank you all the speakers. I thank all the everybody participating here today, here coming to be present, or those dialing in remotely. And then it's going to be time for wine and cheese. Unfortunately, that's only for those who are present here, but that's the price you pay, not traveling all the way to Turku, the former capital of Finland. With that, thank you, and in the end, I'd like to wish everybody a joyous holiday season going forward. Thank you, and let's give a big hand to the presenters.